Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Heck of a week so far. So as of the end of the day, Wednesday, it's been one of our biggest booking weeks so far this year. I'm not surprised. The market's helping a lot. The market's on absolute fire. And with that, I know some people are coming out of their exams and just absolutely hammering the phones, which is exactly what you can and should be doing right now. And if you're in your exams, it doesn't mean you do zero. It just means hopefully that you are able to prioritize. I talked about block scheduling and just try to move things into the times of the day where you can actually get them done well. So that's saying you can study early and you can study late, but you can't PC call at 10 p.m. Or at 7 a.m. But if you can PC call in the afternoon, maybe you can take a couple hours study break and do some calling. So with all that said, I want to talk a bit about today is something that I've actually heard a little bit about from a number of people, which means it's a prominent one. It's for the people that are hiring teams or doing some of your very first hiring, how, I'll say, shocking it can be when someone doesn't show up for an interview. So I just want to talk really quickly about what I'd call ratios. And it's very similar to any other sales ratio. So, if you're going to get 10 resumes or 10 applicants, and this is like if you're not networking, if you're just getting random resumes or looking at random people that have applied, if you get 10, you're probably going to have 3 that you can work with, and then you might get 1 interview out of that. You might set up 2 or 3, but you're probably going to have 1 interview that shows. So what I think about the ratio is it's usually a 10 to 3 to 1. So I would go 10 applicants to 3 interviews to 3 interviews set up to 1 good interview happening. That's kind of what's going to happen. So you're going to get no-showed. It's okay. Doesn't feel good. No one likes that. But at the same time, just know that it's a normal piece of it. And I would always overhire. If you're going to have, it's a law of thirds. If you're going to need to hire 2 people, I'd hire 3. Because one's going to be better than you expected. One's going to be as expected. And one's going to be not as good as expected. And the worst thing that would happen, you have 3 great employees. You have an extra good employee. We can solve that problem a lot easier than solving the problem if you don't have enough people. So recruiting is volume. That's what recruiting and sales always is going to be. It's getting as many people, it's getting the volume done that you needed. And those ratios that I talked about get cut at least in half if you're working with people that you already know or people that you know. So for example, if you hire a good employee, if you've hired somebody, ask them if they happen to know anybody else that's still looking for a great summer job. Those ratios are going to go way down. So again, networking is a huge opportunity to be able to cut those ratios in half. It typically gets a far better employee, especially COVID and post-COVID. I mean, we're well post-COVID, but during COVID and post-COVID here, far more people find a good job through networking and find a job that they want by working with somebody they already know. So keep all that stuff in mind as you're building your team. You'll be able to do it. You'll get it. It might be a little bit of a transition curve. It might be something you're not used to right now, but keep that in mind as you're building your team. It's okay to have somebody interview or no-show an interview. You're just not used to it because you're a top performer, and that's why you're here. So have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to everybody soon.